Fine, I'll join.
You people. You people. Wait, first off, can y'all hear me? Okay. So, Booker, Sturgis, and Miller, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to give y'all a tardy. Anywho, and the rest of them are getting unexcused absences except for Williams and Reason. Uh, yes, Corey, because you keep playing with my emotions. You came in at 8:01. This session is supposed to start at 8. You wasn't 1 minute late. Miller came in at like 8:05. Anywho, see y'all making me go off script. Pursuant to the House Representatives Rulebook, Section 900, subsection 901, I call the House to order. Before I raise today's daily business, would anyone like to lead us off in the Pledge of Allegiance? No one? Okay,
I
well, I
can.
pledge allegiance. Oh, thank you.
All right. 1 second. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Hallelujah. Alright, well, today's business, we are going to deliberate and discuss the expulsion of Ryan Hermlock. We're also going to deliberate and discuss a couple of pieces of legislation that just came in about from 2 days ago to now. Uh, First off, does anyone have any questions? Anyone? I'm gonna take that as a no. So, would any member would like to see recognition? And I better get one of y'all. Oh God. Okay, well, since no one wants to speak, I'm going to take the floor as the presiding officer of this session. And here's what I have to say. If you are not going to make it in a deliberatory session, contact me in PMs. I don't care if it's 1 minute before it's supposed to start, as long as you notify me after the scheduled time that a session is supposed to start. If a session starts at 7:30 and you message me at 7:29 saying that you're not going to make it, you will be excused. If you message me at 7:31, you will be marked as what, folks? Unexcused. Because I should not have to be. Come on, we've been in this chamber for 1 week now. There should be absolutely no reason why I have to constantly say and repeat myself on the rules and regulations on whether or not you're going to attend one of our sessions. Um, I will be looking at the house rule books. I'm going to try to be a lot more lenient with everyone in this chamber regarding attendance because we have a couple people in the chamber who have 3 unexcused absences. And in the house rule book, if you miss 4 days or If you have 4 unexcused absences, that qualifies for expulsion. I don't know why certain people is taking them a very long time, and a very hard time to contact me. All you have to do is just go to my name and press message and just say I'm not going to make it in the next session and you're excused. It's that easy. As some of you know, this session is being recorded. It's actually live as we speak. So members of DES will see this. Members of this very own chamber who are not here will see this. Hopefully, they can all get the message across when they see this video. All of our sessions from now on will be live streamed. So we need to be on our best behavior. This should not be how our session, our first live stream session, is supposed to be. From my understanding, more than 7 people at least was supposed to make it tonight, and the people who are not here who did not contact me, which is basically everyone who's not here except for Alexander Williams, will be getting an unexcused absence, and 2 people will be qualified for expulsion, including Ryan Hermlock. Um, so before we listen to anyone speak about Ryan Hermlock and his expulsion, if any, here's what I have to say about the situation. It makes absolutely no sense for me how I've been repeating the same message every single day since we've gotten sworn in as members of this 13th Congress, and a certain individual has been online within the 5 day time period from Monday through Friday, voting on select GOP bills, yet missing every single session. And I'm talking about Ryan Hermlock. Whatever situation he has going on in his real life, I completely understand it. I've been there multiple times. However, when you are active in DES for about 3, 4 times in a 5 day time period, enough to vote on bills, you should have enough time to read House announcements. You should have enough time to contact me um, regarding if you're going to be absent or present during a House session or House deliberation. There should be absolutely no reason why anyone in this chamber should be late unless you have valid reason. If you are late and you do not have a valid reason why you are late, or if I feel like that your reason is not valid or at least credible, at my own discretion, I will be making up this unexcused tardy. This unexcused tardy will count as half of an unexcused absence, and it will count towards the tally of whether or not you will be qualified for expulsion. The House of Representatives has been the most unorganized, lazy, and the most. I'm trying to look for a good word that doesn't, still violate the name of this chamber, but it's true. And this is the 13th Congress, and ever since season 5, from the 8th, ninth Congress, this House has been unorganized. No matter who was Speaker, no matter who was in this House, you have to look at the facts, and this House was organized. Under my leadership and administration in the House of Representatives, this House will no longer be a lazy one. This House will be the most, I will try to make it the most obedient and the most rule based Congress that this community has ever seen. And that means that there will be tough rules and regulations to make sure that all of you are in line and that all of you are following directions to the best of your ability. I'm really am trying to be very lenient on the rules, and I have been very lenient on the rules if you look at the rule book, because I'm telling you, if I was speaker back in season 3, season 4, I would have counted 2 unexcused absences for qualifying as expulsions. This is ridiculous, and this has to stop. If you know you're not going to attend any house sessions, and if you don't have a valid reason on why you're going to miss a house session or at least be late, you have no reason whatsoever to be a member of this chamber. You have no reason whatsoever to run for the election. You have no business whatsoever to run for any other public office in this community. Period. With that being said, on the expulsion of Ryan Hermlock, I've been lenient with him. I will vote either abstain or in the affirmative. I will make my final decision once the vote is up. But other than that, I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. I'm looking forward to what you guys have to say on the other bills that I'm really hoping that we get done with deliberating in this session, even though we only have a business quorum right now. So, without further ado, would any representative like to be recognized? The gentlewoman from Utah has the floor in the House Chamber chat. While the gentlewoman from Utah is writing her speech to make it to the floor, I have another announcement to make, and that is the amount of bills that people um, introduce onto the House floor. Um, there's no constitutional limit on how many bills you can introduce. There's also not a constitutional limit on how many bills you cannot introduce. But it is ideal that by the end of the session that every single representative, including myself, introduce at least 3 bills of their own in an effort to make DES a more active community and to make this House chamber a more active congressional parliamentary body. It is our sole obligation to make sure that DES is always talking about something and that this community is always active 24/7. So, if you can, make sure that you write some bill. It can be on any topic, any issue. Make sure that it's in the right format. If you do not know what the right format is, I suggest that you look at in real life congressional bills because that's the right format. Or look at the format in the Mexico City Act. That's a perfect format. Even though I don't agree with the bill, it's in a perfect format. So make sure you do that as well. When the gentlewoman is done with her statement, I will read the statement aloud to the chamber.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Trying to see what state you're from.
Illinois.
The gentleman from Illinois.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, I want to say that my caucus has already voted on whether to support or deny this, but I just want to say that this is the this is basically the second term with Mr. Hammerlock. He has been inactive. He has proposed no bills. I don't know about the voting, how he voted last term, but I know that he has been inactive for a long time. And it seems like he has been inactive, but then when we say we're going to expel him, he starts and he's going to draft two bills. Or that's when he announces his what's happening to him in real life. And for me, it's feeling that like we said with his grandmother and all that he needs to focus on something other than DES, something in real life. And we need someone who is active enough and will take the time to to work for the people of New Columbia. So I think that right now I'm thinking that we should expel him because right now we don't have enough activity, or he hasn't shown us any activity in the past few weeks for us to move along with him, continue being representing, and we need to have a new person step forward and run for this position. Thank you, and I yield the floor.
The gentleman from Illinois yields the floor. We're still waiting from the gentlewoman from Utah. Whenever you're ready. Okay, I will read her statement. The gentlewoman from Utah states, and I quote, Mr. Speaker, members of this chamber, I understand Representative Ryan Hermlock and why he has not been attending the sessions, but he should be alerted but he should have alerted the speaker of why he could not attend, and I believe I will vote A or abstain. But yes, he has a reason not to be here, and I very much understand that, but at least giving a heads up. Okay, I yield the floor. Thank you from the gentleman from Utah. Um, Before anyone else seeks recognition, here is my other opinion on the matter. Again, if you are not going to um, attend any sessions, again, let me know. In Hermlock's case, he was active the entire day on Monday when we got sworn in, and he was active countless times on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, voting on bills such as, and let me pull up the House tracker because I made sure to take note of this. Um, the Senate amended version of the Defend the Unborn Act, the establishing Antifa as a terrorist organization. Uh, what else? The the Clean and Safe Transportation Act. He voted on those bills, and he voted on those bills between that timeline, and that was also the timeline that he was inactive, and whether or not he didn't have enough time to contact me or whatever he may claim, it does not make sense whatsoever why he had enough time to vote on those three bills, which takes literally 30 seconds, and why he did not have enough time to contact me and unfortunately say that he was going to make it, which also takes 30 seconds. Um, it's it's not a continuing thing now that I'm hearing, because the gentleman from Illinois is not the only person that has come to my attention regarding this matter. Multiple senators, as well as former representatives that served in the 11th and 12th Congress, have also said that Representative Hermlock has been um, very, what's the word I'm looking for? He has a pattern of committing these acts. And again, while I understand his in real life situation, which I believe is a very sad situation, it does not excuse the fact that he is not capable at this current moment to hold the responsibilities and duties of being a congressman for New Columbia's second district, I believe he's from. Um, so with all this evidence mounting on top of him, and with all of the repeated gestures that he has been giving to this chamber, and being that this session is his fourth unexcused absence, which he was warned three times when he was last active and when he told us about why he wasn't active. um, it it tells me a lot of things, and the fact that he knew that we were going to have a session today, which he definitely knew because he responded to um, my motion, not my motion, the gentleman from Nevada's motion to schedule yesterday's session to today at 8 p.m. And he said, again, he responded, and that tells me that he knew that, and he's not here. And this also points back to the gentleman from South Dakota. He waited until the session was going on to tell me that he was not going to make it. Um, I applaud the gentleman from Nevada's actions when in terms of notifying me. He notified me about 10 to 20 minutes before the session started, and he alerted me, and I applaud him for that. He did the right thing, and he followed directions for once, and he did what he had to do. But the rest of those gentlemen, um, Mr. Sass, uh, Mr. Paul, Mr. Hermlock, Mr. Reason, uh, they're going to have to get unexcused absences and unexcused tardies for today's session, and that's just how it's going to be. Would any other representative like to seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I motion to vote.
Is there a second to your motion?
I second that motion.
With a second and no objections, we move to a voice vote on the expulsion of Ryan Hermlock. If there is an objection with a voice vote, you have 10 seconds to state your objection now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The gentleman from Utah, what is your objection? The gentleman from Utah states, and I quote, that she thinks that we should leave this to a normal vote as only 5 of us are here, and I think everyone should be able to vote in house voting. Is there a second? The gentleman from Maine seconds. So is there an objection? With Ace. Oh, the gentleman from Massachusetts, are you objecting? You can see recognition after I'm done with this. Um, yeah, the motion can go after the objection. With a second no objections, we will move the expulsion of Ryan Hermlock to the House voting chat. Um, per House rules, voting shall last for 24 hours. If you are caught changing your vote after the expulsion failed or passed, that will add to your tally for expulsion per House rules, as that is not only illegal and wrong in real life, but it's also illegal and wrong in DES. If for whatever reason you vote after the 24-hour mark, that will also be counted towards that, since you cannot vote after the 24-hour mark. So without that being said, I will put the votes up in the House voting chat. 24 hours, the votes will be up. It is 8:32 Eastern Standard Time. The vote shall be up until Monday, August 16th of 2021 at 8:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Actually, as a matter of fact, I don't have it as 24 hours from when I posted on the chat. So disregard that. The gentleman from Massachusetts, would you like to see recognition or?
I withdraw my motion.
Okay. If anyone would like to deliberate on the following bills: the Infrastructure Upgrade Bill, the Mexico City Act, the American Dam Improvement Act, the Ballot Initiative Act, and I believe that's it. So yeah, if anyone would like to deliberate on those bills, please let me know. And if any of those bills are bills that you put up yourself, um, you put them. You might want to either wait until after the session to put them up for vote, but I expect them bills to be up for vote by tomorrow morning. When I wake up for work tomorrow morning at 6:30, and I come on Discord, which I do every morning, check Discord every day at 6:30. If those bills aren't up 6:30, somebody's getting in trouble, and that somebody is whoever put those bills up. Would anyone like to see recognition?
Mr. President,
The gentleman from Massachusetts.
I motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? The gentleman from Illinois has an objection. What is your objection? Okay, if you have a bill to propose in this session, please motion. Have those motion to put those bills up for debate in this session. And if no one wants to debate on them, have them be motion to be put up for votes in this session, either by a roll call vote, a voice vote, a roll call vote, or by a vote in the House voting chat. The gentleman from Illinois wishes to bring the Clean and Safe Transportation Act up for debate on the House floor. Is there a second? And also note that you can make motions per parliamentary rules. You can make motions without objections. So if you don't want someone to second your motion, um, just say a motion without objection. If no one objects to your motion, then your motion is agreed to. Without objection, the motion to bring the Clean and Safe Transportation Act is agreed to. Gabble gabble. I can't believe I just said that. Okay, I'm gonna make this fast because I'm sorry, but this is getting really boring. The Clean and Safe Transportation Act, put that up for vote. House rules are suspended. Put it up for vote automatically. The Let me see. What other bill is there? The Ballot Initiatives Act, written by Senator Jacob Goldwater, sponsored by Senator Aaron Scott. Put it up for vote. Rule suspended. And I assure everyone to read each bill, especially when it comes from the Senate. Read each bill and make sure that whether or not you agree with it or you agree with all parts of it, you need to actually sit down, not just read the name of the bill and then read the preamble that is showed on Discord when the link is on there. You know, you need to read the bill, read every single part, make sure that the bill is not vague. I might, have us do a mandatory house orientation on checking to see whether or not bills are to the right standard. Okay, now that both bills are up for vote or are about to be put up for vote, is there any motions to adjourn?
Mr. President. Oh, sorry, Mr. Speaker.
Uh, the gentleman from Massachusetts.
I motion to adjourn.
The gentleman wishes to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
With a second, no objections, the House is hereby adjourned. We will reconvene on Tuesday, August 17th, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is a final date. I will not be hearing any motions to move that date. The date is set. The House Clerk will put it on the record. It's set for Tuesday, August 17th, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are all dismissed. Gabble, gabble.